Very good. You're being judged on the rail and walk. Exhibitors, walk your horses, please. Okay, my first impression of this girl as she comes in is I would really like to see her stretch up and down. A little more depth to the heel, a little more lift and stretch through the rib cage, just a little more height and elevation to the chin, not much, but just if I could just stretch her out just a little bit. That's my first impression at the walk. Her cadence is very good. This would be a plus type entrance. Riding a little more on the back of the leg than I want her to in the lower leg, and there again, just needing to stretch down through that heel just a little more. Extend the walk. Demonstrate an extended walk, please. Her transition into this extension was very gradual and good. She didn't just ask for speed. She gradually attempted to lengthen that stride. I'd like to see just a little more contact maybe with her horse's face, just riding him up in the bridle. When I asked for extension in the beginning of the class, I'm giving that rider the opportunity to kind of organize their horse and show me if they can capture that forward motion and frame a horse up. So I'm not seeing as much of that as I would like to. Starting to see a little bit of it there. But those are the kind of things that I want to see them step up and show me they can put that horse together. We'll see a little more tightness through her arms to her body. Let's jog, please. Jog. A lot of body motion in the up transition. Don't want to see a lot of effort in the upper body for an up transition. I want to see some depth of seat and drive through the leg and the seat instead of upper body motion, trying to get the horse to move up into the gate. This horse appears to be very lazy, but it's far easier to build a fire than to put one out. So she's going to be able to, if she can, impress me with her strength and her consistency in developing a rhythm with this horse. So she's lucky she doesn't have a runaway, but it's requiring quite a bit of strength. So when you get a horse that's lazy, if you're a strong rider, it really shows, and you want to show that and stay strong enough to be able to show that. Margaret, do we want her to lope?
Yes.
Yes. Her ankles are getting just a little bit tight again, kind of riding on the back of that leg. Lope. Lope your horse, please. Transition was just a little rough, and of course we've got to break a gate. So knowing that she's got a pretty lazy horse, she probably should have taken maybe a little bit more time in her transition and not been so rushed. It is very good to be prompt, don't get me wrong. You don't want to make the judge wait, especially if they're watching you. But don't rush it. Get everything together and make sure they understand. The other thing that's important, this horse hasn't framed up from the get-go. So what she needs to be thinking is, okay, I have not been able to frame him up, so the fact that he don't want to go forward, he hasn't been in a frame since we came in here. So forget about the frame. Turn his face loose and let him just go. And be careful that you're not balancing on his face so that that shank is telling him to slow down when you don't really realize that you are. Walk. Just kind of a give up down transition. She's kind of like, oh, thank God I don't have to lope anymore, and just kind of let him dribble. Want to be more precise in our transitions so that we can be credit earning for those transitions and not just sufficient. Reverse at the walk and continue at the walk, please. I want to make a couple statements about turnout. Really like the way this young lady's outfit is fitting her. Like the color to the neck. It really blends well with the lipstick. All of that is a really nice look for her. Could be a little neater with the hair. It's a little, you can see a few flyaways. We want to make sure that we have attention to detail. Obviously today we don't have chaps and black boots on. That's perfectly fine. That would be the finishing touches to this outfit. So we hope that she makes sure those chaps fit her really nice and snug and sufficiently for the horse show. So everything else looks really good. Once again, as this rider's riding away from me, I'm seeing a lot of openness to the upper arm and the body. We want that to be snug to the body and create that upper body frame and control, look, and steadiness and tightness. Lope, please, lope. We've got a couple trot steps into the lope. Of course, that is a penalty situation that comes away from her overall rail score. You can tell she's really driving with her seat because her leg and her thighs getting a little bit out in front of her because of it, but she's got more flow and rhythm. So, you know, you might have to sacrifice a little bit. And about the time I said flow and rhythm, he got to the gate and broke gate again. So, of course, she's got multiple breaks of gate, which we know are not good. So we don't have to hammer on that. When she is in gate, nice and steady through the upper part of her body from her chin through her head and her eye is good. She's really getting discombobulated through her body, having to work so hard. So this is where we definitely have to make sure we are hard on ourselves so we're strong enough to ride these lazy horses. Jog, please. You want to really get that down transition organized early so you don't go from a lope to an extended gait to a collected gait. You want to make sure you go immediately into that jog to get the full plus credit to that. Got a little bit of a twist through the shoulders forward here that we would like to square up. And reverse at the jog, please. A lot of times judges will use these reverses to break some final ties. So we're looking at your ability to guide. Don't rush it. Keep the momentum, keep the rhythm in the reverse, and how well you use your leg aids to leg yield back to the rail, so forth and so on. So don't take these reverses lightly. It's not a matter of a judge saying, I want you to go the other way, and not really watching it. There's a reason we go for that. Let's walk. Walk, please. Stop and back 4 steps. Thank you, exhibitors. You can line up and prepare for your pattern. Okay, you can stop it. Okay, this pattern called for you to start at A. So we want to make sure that we read these patterns and do exactly as written. Your jog started prior and almost enough to give you a penalty. So that would certainly be a minus maneuver because of that. The walk was nice. It was a credit earning maneuver, probably a +1/2. The down transition to the walk was a little, threw your body forward just a little. Stop and pivot. It's pretty cute. I want to think about symmetry. This little loop-de-loop at the extension had the same amount of length to it as your distance from A to B. So you cut it off just a little bit, and there's a lot of judges that are really, really, really sticklers about dimensions and distances being identical. So make sure when you put these patterns together that you are very aware. And if you'd taken that extended jog a little bit further, you would have been able to really show off the collected jog through the corner a little better, but it came at you really fast. They were all zero kind of maneuvers because of that. Okay, thanks.